Greetings, Lucky Legends. Welcome to the dojo. My name is Lucky, this is Lucky Lad TV. I'm your host of this video, and it's time for competitive recipes. We're building a team around Sylveon. Why? You're probably asking. Well, you see, I wanted to build a team with Quick Attack Sylveon. And I also wanted it to have coverage. So, 16... No... 240, and then max special attack. So, why Assault Vest? Quick Attack is just, and I mean actually, better yet, Quick Attack is only for like picking off opponents that are at a really low amount of health, because with the Pixelate boost it actually hits really hard. Well, not really hard, but it hits harder than most attacks. What am I naming this thing? Well, somebody recommended Sylveon when I was asking for Pokemon to build a team around. I want to go find out who it was. So I'm just looking at Twitter on my phone. It was... I thought that's who it was. I wasn't 100% sure, so I didn't want to just like say that out of nowhere. But it was the amazing... Definitely one of my favorite people. Courtney, aka Courtney, aka CJ, but I'm gonna call her Courtney. So this is Courtney, our Sylveon with the Assault Vest. As you can see, the name of this team is To Heat or Not to Heat, because this is a pretty heat set, if you ask me. I'm going to make you female because Courtney is a beautiful female. And what goes well with Sylveon? Well, I mean, I want to just make a Fairy Dragon Steel Core, so I need a Dragon type. Preferably like a really strong offensive Dragon type, because Fairy Dragon Steel makes a really good offensive core. It makes a really good defensive core as well, but it does make a really strong offensive core. However, what I would want to have on there, I am not quite sure. Haxorus is always a good option. Like a Mold Breaker Haxorus, you can't really go wrong. Goodra, if we wanted more Spadef, but we already have an Assault Vest Mon, so we don't need that much Spadef. Goodra has base 150 Spadef, that's a lot. We could go with like Latios or something like that. But what I'm actually thinking is going with... I'm going to see if we can find a Steel type first. Mega Scizor, like a defensive Mega Scizor, could actually work really well. I would want a Fire immunity on the team. So real quick, before I go with that, we can also go with Mega Metagross, which is absolutely disgusting. It is way too good. And like right after I said it, I'm like, okay, that sounds really good, because disgusting sounds really good. You can also go with Jirachi. Jirachi is always a good option. Magnezone for trapping purposes. Actually, Magnezone sounds really nice. Magnezone does sound really nice. Ferrothorn sounds amazing, though. Ferrothorn really does sound good. I'm going to go with Ferrothorn. I don't use it that often, believe it or not. And I'm going to name you... What am I going to name you? I love Ferrothorn. I really do like Ferrothorn. I generally try to avoid Pokemon with those double weaknesses, but for some reason I still like Ferrothorn a lot. Even though Fire is a really easily spammable double weakness, and now that I'm thinking about it, that's just making a huge problem with Magnezone. So what actually counters Magnezone really well? Scarf Drill counters Magnezone really well, because we outspeed and absolutely destroy it with Earthquake. And yeah, it definitely cannot 2-hit KO us. I mean, it can't 1-hit KO us with HP Fire unless it specs. And then it still might not, because... It might, but it might not. Heatran walls it really well, especially like Spideftran, but I'm not really in the mood for that. We could just go with like a Scarfrachi with U-turn. U-turn Iron Head, Heart Stamp, and just go for flinch hacks, but I hate that with passion. I really do. We can go with Mega Metagross with Earthquake, because, like I said, it can't one-shot us, and if it specs, we outspeed it. So it's a good matchup. Raikou looks nice. I really need some physical defense on this team. Skarmory is actually looking quite delicious at the moment. Skarmory is looking really nice. But I'm actually going to go with Mega Aggro. I've been thinking about it in the back of my head for a while. And the reason that I'm going with it is, one, it has Filter, and two, it has Thunder Wave. Which is kind of important for this team because already, as you can see, we're kind of slow. Thunder Wave, Stealth Rock. I want to give it Heavy Slam because this thing is super duper fat. Especially like with Heavy Metal, which makes it, you know, on the first turn, it's going to have that super high weight. So I'm going to go with Heavy Slam, like I said. And I'm also really feeling like Dragon Tail for phasing. We can also go with Roar. Also, obviously, a good phasing move. But I really like the idea of Dragon Tail. That way we can get a little bit of damage off. I'm going to maximize your HP. And I'm thinking your attack. Because you really just don't need help in defense. You really don't. And this will help you hit a lot harder. Which I really would like you to be able to do. So we're just going to go with that. We are going to name you Eric, because Eric's YouTube channel, or I'm pretty sure it's his YouTube channel, is Heavy Metal Pokemon. Heavy Metal Pokemon, right there. Put two and two together. And now we need a Dragon type. And I'm going to go with that Haxorus that I was talking about before. As like a right off screen. But I'm going to go with that Haxorus. I'm going to go with the Dragon Dancing Lumberry Haxorus. Okay, no. That's the item over there. Lumberry with Dragon Dance. Earthquake. Do I want Outrage? First of all, I want Poison Jab, otherwise we can get walled by fairies. Or do I want Superpower? Well, then we would still get walled by fairies. So, Dragon Dance, Poison Jab, and then I'm going to give you... I think I'm just going to go with Dragon Claw, because I really don't want to get locked in. That could be very dangerous. I am going to name you 2016 Foot Hacks. Nah. I'm just going to name you Lockjaw. Because that's what I usually name my Haxorus. Or my Haxorui. That's plural, right? Haxorui? Yeah, definitely. Mold Breaker. Max. Max. This team is looking really offensive at the moment. We don't have, like, invested bulk. We do have a nice Fairy Dragon Steel Core. I'm actually considering going with double core and put a Firewater Grass Core on here as well. Right now, I want something that can Wish Pass. I want something that can remove hazards. Those are two really important things for me right now. And the first thing that actually came to mind was Starmie as hazard removal. So I'm going to throw Starmie on here, giving us the first part of a Firewater Grass Core. Wish passing. What do we have that can pass wishes? I'm gonna hit Starmie up in just a second. I really want to find a Wish Passer first. We have Healing Wish, but like that's good, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for. I want something with Wish and Baton Pass, which is funny because Sylveon gets both of those. The hazard removal is important. I was thinking of getting rid of Starmie for something like Slowbro, so that we would have some really good, really reliable physical bulk. But like I said, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. A Wish Passer is what I'm looking for. We could go with like Blissey or Chansey. They're really annoying and they're really hard to deal with if you don't have the right coverage for them. Same thing with like Cresselia. If you don't have a taunt user, which we actually need on this team really badly. We definitely need a taunt user. Gardevoir doesn't really work just because it's frail. We need Wish support. We need Taunt support. Those are both really important right now. I think in terms of Taunt support, I actually like the idea of Whimsicott, but it is another Fairy type. Or we could go with like a Dumbreon. I don't really like Umbreon, but it's really bulky. The Wish support is really calling out to me, though. What learns Wish? Let's see. We have Fable. We already have a Fairy type, so no point in that. We have Chansey, like I said. And we do have a very reliable knockoff switch in the form of Eric, our Mega Aggron. So that would be a good, a good knockoff switch in having Chansey on there. We'd go with Blissey as well, either way. Other Wish users, because I really like the idea of having Wish, not necessarily Healing Wish, is definitely what I'm looking for. We could go with an Autono with Regenerator, because that would actually be really good, because you would get your Wish off, and then when you switch out, you also get HP back. That could also give us screen support. I'd go Wish, Light Screen, Reflect, and Toxic. Although that's just that's just stall in a nutshell. Chansey is actually sounding really good, and then we would need a Ghost type on here. Although that would give us a really bad, like, dark fighting. Like, that would make us really weak to, like, Bisharp. Stuff like that. So, well, actually, that's a good point. I need something that can handle Bisharp. And that would be something like a Scarf Mence. Could handle it. It's another dragon type, though. Something with Intimidate would be really good to have on this team. No, wait, that thing has Defiant. Terrible idea. As soon as I said it, that was a terrible idea. Breloom with, Mach Punch could take it out really easily. Or really just anything with Vacuum Wave could take it out really easily. Like Cobalion. Cobalion could actually put in some serious work against a Bisharp. But so does, something like Powdon. Keldeo walls it. Something like Klefki, which can just paralyze it. Although Eric walls it, now that I'm thinking about it. What was I originally looking for? A Wish user, that's right. I like how we completely went off track just to circle back to where I originally was. a strong wish user with offensive presence. Actually, I don't need the offensive presence. I could go with Blissey. I like Blissey. That way we're not weak to knockoff. Because if we run into something like with knockoff and strong fighting coverage, like Conkeldurr would be a really big issue. Natural Cure, you're going to have Wish, you're going to have Aromatherapy, you're going to have Seismic Toss. Where is that? Seismic Toss. And I do really want Taunt on this team. And what's your last move going to be? You get a Healing Wish too. That's actually really interesting. Wish, Aromatherapy, Seismic Toss, and I could give you Soft Boiled. That would be like Hyper Stall though. I'm gonna go with Toxic. I do want Toxic on the team. I'm gonna max out your Speed F and your HP. Make you a full Speed F wall. You don't need any of that. And then you're gonna have 8 in defense. Ignorance is Blissey. Starmie, still looking nice. I want a taunt user, and I want... You actually have plenty of physical defense, but I would like something that's actually dedicated to physical defense. We also... A Psychic type is important on this team. What gets taunt, though? That's a Psychic type. Alakazam does. That's actually... I'm actually leaning towards Alakazam. I thought it got taunt. I wasn't 100% sure. But now that I see that it does, I'm really interested in that. Just because a Magic Guard Life Orb Alakazam would give us a lot of really good offensive presence. I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to stop second guessing myself. We're going to grab Alakazam, give it a Life Orb, and then we need... Well, you're weak. I know exactly what I was going to grab. A bulky Pokemon with a bulky physically defensive Pokemon. First of all, Magic Guard. I'm going to name you Gandalf. I don't care. Gandalf! Make him male. You're going to have Psyshock. You're going to have... This does make us weak to Bisharp. Or weaker to Bisharp. So I want something with... Oh, right, you get Taunt. That was the other move. Psyshock, Taunt. I'm going to give you Energy Ball, because grass coverage is a nice thing. And I'm going to give you Focus Blast, because fighting coverage is a nice thing. I'm going to max out your speed and your Spatak. No attack. 4 in defense. And there is our Alakazam. And now I want my Taunt user. No, I have my Taunt user. I want a Fizdef Bulkmon with actual recovery. A Fizdefmon with actual recovery. We could just put Suicune on here. You honestly can never go wrong with Suicune, really. Just because of how disgustingly good it is. We could also go with like a Fizdef Manaphy, Fizdef Mew, but we just added a Psychic type, so I'm not really interested in that. We could go with Rotom Wash. We could definitely go with Rotom Wash. It would give us Switch Initiative. It would give us Burn. I'm going to go with Rotom Wash. Although you do not have reliable recovery. But I'm not super duper worried about it. Make this 248. Don't need any of that. Give you 8 in speed. Give you the leftovers. So we have Assault Vest, Agronite, Lumberry, leftovers, Life Orb, and I'm actually going to give you a Citrus Berry. Citrus Berry. Actually. Nah. I'm going to give you Citrus Berry. You are going to be named Cybertron. None of that stuff. Will-O-Wisp. Hydro Pump. Volt Switch. Pain Split. And that is going to be our team. I'm definitely going to go test this thing out because it definitely looks very interesting. I don't know how well it's going to work, but it looks really interesting. So I'm going to go test it out. I want to thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. It is very much greatly appreciated. But with that, I'm going to get it back. Best of luck out there. I will see you all soon. Goodbye.